You're in the grocery store. It's a normal Tuesday afternoon. Sarah is navigating aisle 4 with her 3-year-old son, Leo. A minor disagreement over cereal happens, and Leo collapses to the linoleum. What starts as a mild protest quickly accelerates. His face turns red, his breathing hitches, and suddenly you have a high-decibel floor meltdown on your hands. If you're Sarah, a physical reaction takes over. You feel a sudden spike in body heat. Embarrassment creeps in as other shoppers look over. Your singular goal in the face of this wall of noise is to make it stop immediately. So she does what almost all of us instinctively do. She tries to use logic. She states the rules. She says, "We don't scream in the store," and maybe even threatens a consequence, like leaving without a treat. The result? Leo screams even louder. The reasoning bounces right off of him, fueling the fire instead of putting it out. Why does our instinct to explain the rules backfire so reliably? Why is a toddler completely immune to basic logic during a tantrum? To answer that, we have to freeze time on this grocery store chaos and look closely at what is physically happening inside that developing brain. The human brain operates in 2 distinct hemispheres. The left side governs logic and language. The right side processes raw emotion. During a meltdown, a massive surge of emotion from the right hemisphere completely floods the brain, temporarily severing connections to the logical left hemisphere. This anatomical illustration shows the downstairs brain at the base, controlling basic survival functions and primitive emotions. Look higher up. The upstairs brain handles complex reasoning. In a tantrum, the downstairs brain acts like a gate slamming shut, severing access to the upstairs control center. Think of it like someone who is drowning. If a person is thrashing in the water, fighting to survive, you wouldn't stand on the dock shouting instructions on proper swim strokes. Their brain is in pure survival mode. It physically cannot process your words. A toddler in a meltdown is emotionally drowning. Trying to correct their behavior with words and logic in this state is biologically impossible. First, you have to help them rebuild those severed neural connections. Let's unfreeze the grocery store. To get Leo back online, Sarah has to start with her own nervous system. She takes a deep breath, lowering her own physical stress response so she doesn't add to his panic. Next comes a physical shift. She drops down below Leo's eye level. Looming over a child in a fight or flight state registers as a threat to their downstairs brain. Getting low signals safety. Then she offers a firm hug or a gentle hand on his back. Deep physical pressure communicates directly to the frantic nervous system, telling it that the environment is secure. Now, Sarah uses a technique called name it to tame it. She doesn't endorse the screaming, but she validates the raw emotion. She says, "You are so frustrated because you really wanted that cereal." Putting a specific word to the feeling pulls the neural activity out of the emotional amygdala and forces the brain's linguistic centers to engage. It builds a literal bridge between the chaotic right brain and the logical left brain. Connecting right brain to right brain through empathy isn't coddling bad behavior. It is the biological requirement for reactivating a child's ability to reason. This brings us to the exhale phase. The nervous system requires physical time to clear the stress hormones. You'll hear the high-pitched screams slowly transition into heavy, exhausted sobs. When Leo's breathing slows and he finally looks up, making real eye contact, it's the biological signal that his left brain is back online. He can hear her again. Now Sarah can effectively redirect. She calmly sets the boundary. "I know it's hard, but we use our indoor voices here." Then she gives his brain a cooperative task. "Can you help me find the green apples?" Because his brain is integrated and he feels secure, Leo wipes his face and places an apple into the basket. A massive, day-ruining power struggle is entirely averted. This specific sequence, a child expressing a need and a parent responsively meeting it, is known as serve and return. These exchanges function as the primary biological mechanism for building neural circuitry. This chart maps out how executive function skills build over a person's lifespan. Notice the steep curve right here, between birth and age 5. These high-level cognitive skills, like holding focus, filtering distractions, and regulating impulses, are actively constructed through thousands of these repeated, responsive interactions. Choosing empathy before logic in a stressful moment resolves the immediate meltdown. By building those neural bridges over and over again, We are doing the architectural work of wiring a resilient, emotionally intelligent brain for the rest of their life.